So I got the machine over here before it got dark last night. And about a month ago I started this job with Hitachi to get the view for the pond cleared for the home site. Now I'm back here today with the Volvo. I'm going to start clearing some more trees out, thin all those out. But first, we got like 2 or 3 inches of rain last night. I'm going to go down here and set up a burn pile. Now that I got this big pile of dry material right here, it'll be very easy to get a fire started. So I'm going to go down here and clear out an area for where I'm going to burn at and get dirt for the pond dam, and then take some of this stuff down there and start burning, and hopefully I can just kind of burn it as I clear it so I don't end up with a gigantic pile. So I'm down here where I'm planning on doing the burn pit. One tree I want to save over there. That's fine, I didn't hit it. So I want to do a burn pit right here. Get it away from the trees a little bit, the tree line over there. All this is going to be cleared other than a tree or two in there. I don't think there's anything spectacular in there to save. So I'm going to just kind of do a small burn pit here with burn in it. And this dirt will be used for the pond dam to raise it up a little bit, make it a little bit wider. And then if I need to strip anything out, there's a lot of rock and junk. I'll probably end up digging a hole back behind the pond dam to get some good dirt and just put all that rock and junk in there to fill it back in. Just kind of swap the dirt out so that I have some relatively clean dirt to regrade the pond dam with. So once I get this tree out of the way, I should have enough room to start digging a little hole. I'm just going to pile the dirt up over here for now and then start burning some of this dry stuff that I've already taken down before, and eventually get all this cleared out right here and opened up. Once I have a little more room to work, it should go a little quicker. It's going to be beneficial that I did come over here a month or so ago and clear a little bit. That way I've got a good pile of dry material, because everything's pretty wet out here from all the rain we've had. We're going to get a decent little fire going. Hopefully the wind is blowing where there is no wind and it goes straight up. Up. Come on, there we go. No, the thumb will not hit the windshield. It'll come close. That's as far as it'll come, within about 8 inches of it. So I don't have to worry about it hitting the windshield. The bucket won't hit the cab or nothing. Got it. Once you get a good hot fire going, I can throw this stuff right there on it. clean this little bit of a mess up, and I'm gonna dig a hole, pile a little dirt up, see if I can't get a little fire started here in a minute. Well, luckily I've been able to make it down about 4 feet and haven't hit any rock yet, so I don't know how much farther I'll be able to go. Some hard ground though. You know what, there's one thing I have noticed about having the coupler. It sure does keep that bucket pin out of the dirt. So when you're sitting here digging, you know, normally about right now you're shoving dirt all in that bucket pin. So kind of with the coupler, it's not putting dirt in it. So hopefully that will extend my life of that bucket pin as far as keeping everything from wearing out, or, you know, the less dirt you have in there, the longer that pin's going to last. Grease should last in there a little longer, so we shall see. Something I can keep track of maintenance with now, because it's a brand new pin and bushing put in there. I'm not going to go too crazy, but I'm just going to dig a nice little hole here and pile the dirt up and burn in it. I have to dig the hole bigger to get rid of the rest of the ashes. I'll just do so then, but I don't want to have a ginormous hole here. I really don't have room to put all the dirt. Good. As far as digging, I mean, this is good hard red clay, and it's digging it fine and dandy. Definitely moving dirt faster than that little 36-inch bucket I had though. Getting the scoop now. Alright, well, let me keep digging this, and then I'll pile some brush in there, get a little fire started, and go ahead and start clearing that, getting it burnt and piled on here. Getting a good hot spot in there now. Once it burns through that wet stuff and green stuff, it'll quit smoking so bad. And I'll start piling on that dry stuff up there. Fire seems to be burning pretty good now. I'm going to go ahead and clear the area around the fire just so I have access to it. And this stuff comes out anyways, so kind of open everything up, clear it, get it put on the fire, and let it burn down pretty much as I clear here. That's kind of why I put the pile right here, is I can clear it and put it directly onto the burn pile. Let it burn down as I clear. It kind of opens it up a little bit better too, and makes it a little bit safer to burn. Even though I'm clearing all this, it's better to have more than one little path in there to access the fire. quite ready for that stump yet or not. I don't want to overwhelm the fire with a bunch of big stuff, but I can also start grabbing that dry material that I've already got piled up right there. So let me get a little bit more level here so I'm not rocking all over the place. Get a little dirt off. It's small enough. Put it in there, that'll kind of help start packing everything down. So when I was digging the hole there, I was actually impressed with how good the bucket dug. That's the first time I've really actually dug anything, you know. I dug a little ditch the other day, but it wasn't enough to really just count. But just digging that hole out, it just seemed like it dug really well. I'm happy with my purchase, if you can't tell. Gusty winds today, so I'll just have to monitor this as the day goes on. I don't want a huge fire, but I want a good steady burning fire, and I don't like the ashes blowing over top of it. That's why I wanted to get all this cleared, so if wind starts blowing from one direction, I can come in from another. Because you don't want to, you never want to work downwind of a fire. That's how you'll end up with a machine that's caught on fire. Abort for a minute. I'll stay right here until I don't feel safe though. Get a spot on there, and I can go up there and clear back this way. Let's see, can I swing that, hit something? Can't be scratching up this pretty paint. The only paint that gets scratched is from the end of the stick down. Oh yeah, that's about to really burn nicely. And it's really going to get burning when I apply all this dry stuff right there. Now it's probably about time that I just let that simmer down a little bit. I'm going to take this tree down. It's there. On if the wind changes. Maybe. It'd be nice to leave one tree. as fast as you can clear it, other than when you got a pile of stuff sitting there, obviously. And once I start getting farther away, it'll burn down faster than I can clear it, because I'll have to move it. But I really don't want to do a fire that way. There's some houses back that way. It'll just be easy enough to bring it over here and pile. So I brought the good old stumper attachment out here, and I'm gonna see if it fits on here. Doesn't really line up too good. So I wonder if I can, let's see, it's all the way to that side. I wonder if I can move it over to the other side. Of the coupler. Maybe it'll line up with that thumb tine a little bit better. Good for stumping, I bet. I'm just going to play around with it for a little bit and see if it's better or for worse as far as clearing. Grab stuff like you can with the bucket. I brought it out here for the, I think there might be a few big trees I've got to take down. I'll play around with it and see. I think all in all, the bucket's a little more efficient. Having the quick coupler is so that I can change attachments as needed. So say I got a bunch of stumps to dig up, obviously it's going to be more efficient to put this on here and dig around them. What it's made to do right there is to plug stumps up like that. And it looks like it works pretty good. I don't really care to be so close to the fire with the ashes. But for this, I think the bucket's better. because it's hard for me to grab this and break this stuff up safely. I don't care for the fire. Good stump there. Definitely an A+ for stumping, not worth a darn for grabbing stuff like this and trying to break it up. Bucket definitely takes priority over this. We'll pluck out a stump. purposes. It'll be good for doing, I'd say, big tree clearing, and then put the bucket back on to clean up everything. But tree clearing and stumping is what it's for. So that was the original brush pile. I've gotten everything cleared all the way down here, and there is the new burn pile sitting. There's a hole there under it. So I'm going to work on clearing back up the hill, let that burn down some, and then after lunch I'll stack the rest of this dry stuff and the new stuff that I'm about to start clearing from right here. Alright, so I got the fire stacked up real good. Now I'm back over here knocking some more trees down. There's really nothing to save right in here. All this is just a bunch of overgrown mess. You can tell it was logged probably 15-20 years ago. You still find an old stump here and there, and it's just all the scrubby mess that came back from that. Luckily it's really sandy, so everything kind of pops out of the ground. The stumper doesn't work too good for trying to grab all this stuff. It's easier just to put the bucket back on. But for digging up big stumps, that thing is the ticket. Still on a big boulder. I'll show you here in just a second. So if you remember, there was a big vein of rock. Well, you can't really see it. But there's a gigantic boulder that runs right through here. And I'm kind of teeter-tottering on it at the moment. There's a few bigger trees in here he wants to save. Other than that, it's pretty much just scrappy mess. I'll try to pull the vines out of everything. Just to clean everything up a little bit better. Like that. You can see the fires burning down nicely, so I'll clear a little bit and then go over there and stack it up. Break this up and get it where I can grab it. Disturbance around it, and it's probably going to die anyways. By the time I grade the edge of that wood line out, I'm going to have so many roots disturbed that it would probably die anyways. Back from lunch. Look like the fire is burnt down really well. I'm gonna go over here and push some stuff up into the hole there, and let's spin around and look. I'm going to grab all the stuff that I've already cleared. It's piled up right there. Throw it on the fire and finish what's left from that previous pile. So today has been a very productive day. That's where I started the fire way down there, and the old brush pile was up there, and I've cleared everything from here or there all the way to here. And I've gone all the way down to the old boathouse and around these trees and kind of thinned these groups of bigger trees out. You wanted to leave a few trees in there, kind of make a nice little buffer, but clean out everything. There really wasn't anything to save in there. The few trees that were left were just, they looked horrible once you cleared out around them. So I just took everything out. So he will do his house about right here where my truck's sitting. I'm going to finish cleaning up the pond and clear the pond dam off, so it'll be a nice view of the pond. I'm going to start raking some of this junk up here now, and that's what will be used to kind of fill the hole in when I get the dirt for regrading the pond dam.